All right, let's talk about that battle that's constantly happening inside your own brain. Today, we're going to break down a really simple but honestly a game-changing model for understanding it and, more importantly, for learning how you can finally win. So, let me ask you something. Have you ever just blurted something out in the heat of the moment? Or maybe you bought something completely on impulse that you totally didn't need? Or maybe you just kept putting off something super important for no good reason? Yeah, we've all been there. The real question is, why? Why do we do that?
Well, according to the model we're diving into today, the culprit is what you could call an inner chimp that has basically hijacked your brain's controls. I know, it sounds a little weird, but just stick with me here. It is an absolutely brilliant way to think about what's really going on inside our heads. So where does this idea come from? It's from a psychiatrist, Dr. Steve Peters. And he came up with this incredibly effective model that's helped everyone. I'm talking elite athletes, top executives, to finally get a handle on that constant battle raging inside their own minds.
Okay, so the big idea here is that your mind isn't just one single voice. It's actually more like a committee meeting with three distinct players, and they're all kind of competing for the microphone. So let's go ahead and meet the cast of characters, shall we?
Yep, three key players. We call them the chimp, the human, and the computer. Let's really break down what each one of these does. First up, the star of our show, the chimp. Now this is that ancient emotional core of your brain, your limbic system. It doesn't bother with logic. It runs purely on feelings. And it's not good or bad. It's just a chimp. Its job is to react instantly with gut feelings, raw emotion, and maybe a little paranoia, all to keep you safe. Now, on the other side of the ring, you have the human. This is your prefrontal cortex, the logical, rational part of you. This is the part that wants to gather the facts, weigh the pros and cons, and operate based on evidence. This is the voice you probably think of as the real you. And the third player is the computer. Just think of this as your brain's hard drive. It's this huge storage bank of learned beliefs, values, and automatic habits. Now, here's the crucial part. Both the chimp and the human can write programs to it. This is where our best habits and our worst triggers get stored. So, you can see how this plays out all the time. Let's say someone cuts you off in traffic. Your chimp just instantly screams, "They're a monster!" That's pure black and white, emotional thinking. Your human, on the other hand, might go, maybe they're rushing to the hospital. That's logic. That's nuance. The struggle we face every single day is, which one gets to control your reaction? So what's the solution then? Do we just fight the chimp, try to lock it in a cage? Well, the model gives a very clear answer. No, absolutely not. Trying to fight your chimp is a battle you will almost always lose. The goal isn't to defeat it, it's to manage it. And this right here, this is probably the single most important rule of the whole thing. You just have to accept that the chimp is a part of you. It's not going anywhere. The second you stop fighting it and you start listening to it, that's when you can actually start to manage it. You let the chimp have its emotional outbursts, but you let your human make the final call. Okay, so that all sounds good in theory, right? But how do we actually do this stuff? Let's get into the practical side of things with a 7-step plan for managing your inner chimp. So these first 4 steps are really all about building your awareness. It literally starts with just learning to recognize when your chimp is talking. From there, you practice acknowledging its feelings without letting them drive the car. Then you consciously start installing better, more helpful programs into your computer, and you build a little toolkit of go-to techniques to calm things down when your chimp gets agitated. And the last 3 steps, this is where we get proactive and build long-term strength. This means actively exercising your logical human brain, kind of like a muscle. It also means surrounding yourself with a supportive troop, people who reinforce your rational side. And finally, you give your human a clear destination to aim for by setting goals that really line up with your deepest values. So, when you put it all together, what's the big takeaway here? It's not about trying to silence your chimp. It's about creating a partnership where your emotional chimp feels heard and respected, but your logical human is the one who's firmly in the driver's seat. And look, why does any of this matter? Because getting a handle on this internal dynamic isn't just some neat psychological trick. It is how you find clarity in really stressful situations. It's how you gain actual control over your reactions and your habits, and ultimately, it's how you build real, solid confidence in every single part of your life. Just think about that for a second. Success isn't about becoming a robot and eliminating your emotions. The most successful, balanced people out there, they feel things just as strongly as anyone else. The difference is they've learned how to manage those feelings wisely. They let their human guide their chimp.
So I'll leave you with this question. As you finish listening to this, your chimp might be feeling excited, maybe a little distracted, maybe even skeptical. That's okay. Acknowledge that. And then ask yourself, what is your human going to decide to do next? The choice, as always, is yours.